Ah, that bright shining sphere up in the night sky, the moon. Natural nightlight, symbol of romance, and silent witness to a recent creation. In this speech, I would like to talk to you about lunar recession, what it is, why it occurs, and how it is evidence for a young moon and Earth. During my research for this speech, I turned up a lot of interesting information, which frankly amazed me at how incredibly this all works. As it turns out, the moon's orbit is actually getting farther away from the Earth at the current rate of about 1.5 inches per year, or 4 centimeters. This is lunar recession. Lunar recession is caused by gravitational pull. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration states that tides are the result of the sun and moon's gravitational pull on the Earth's oceans. However, because the sun is so far away, its pull is roughly half that of the moon's. This is what causes high and low tides on the Earth, resulting in 2 tidal bulges, one on the side facing the moon and one on the side exactly opposite that. However, according to David Wright of Answers in Genesis, the Earth rotates faster than the moon orbits around it, resulting in a tidal bulge that is actually slightly ahead of where the moon is in the sky. This creates a point of gravity which literally pulls the moon. Now, the Earth's gravity forces the moon to stay in orbit. However, this extra gravitational pull from the point of gravity created by the tidal bulge actually enables the moon to move slightly out of its orbit over time, this red arrow here. Now, lunar recession would have actually been greater in the past. Because the moon would have been closer to the Earth, tides would be higher, creating a stronger point of gravity, which would enable the moon to move farther out. Now that we've talked about what lunar recession is and why it occurs, let's talk about why it's important. Lunar recession can actually help us to estimate how old the moon is. According to Institute for Creation Research's Thomas G. Barnes, if we assume an evolutionary timescale, the moon should actually be much farther away from the Earth than it really is. Now, considering a faster past recession rate of the moon and the current recession rate, at 1.5 billion years ago, the moon would have been touching the Earth. Obviously, the moon can't get any closer to the Earth than that. However, there's a reason that the moon could not ever have been this close to the Earth. 11,500 miles out from the Earth is a limit known as the Roush limit. No large satellite can get past this limit without being broken up by tidal forces. The moon could never have been within the Roush limit, or else it would have been broken up. Now, this evidence supports a much younger age for the moon than is normally given. But in fact, it also supports a younger age for the Earth than is normally given too. Why? Well, because life on Earth is dependent on the moon. Dr. Don DeYoung, in his talk, Our Created Moon, explains this. The moon controls the Earth's tides, which move the oceans around, keeping it from getting stagnant and therefore keeping it healthy. A healthy ocean equals healthy ocean life, including those vital oxygen-producing plankton, which make up about 30 to 50% of the Earth's total oxygen supply. Without this much-needed 30 to 50%, there wouldn't be enough oxygen on the Earth to breathe. Therefore, air-breathing life on the Earth must have originated about the same time as the moon. This should come as no surprise to Christians. Lunar recession is no problem for believers in a biblical timescale. The Bible in Genesis chapter 1 tells us that the moon was created on just day 4 of the creation week. The moon is a creation of our all-powerful God, and lunar recession is evidence for a young moon and Earth. I would encourage you to do some more research on this topic. I've included some links in the video description below to help you get started. Thank you very much.